Hi and welcome along to the Don Robbie channel. It's time to preview the big one, the Champions League final. Of course, it is Manchester City versus Chelsea, and from a Chelsea perspective, we could have no other than the beautiful Sophie Rose.
Oh, thanks, babe.
Sophie.
Yes.
It's a big game, and I know you must be stressed about it because I saw how stressed you got in the FA Cup final when you walked out. Toodaloo.
Yeah.
Goodbye. I just love toodaloo. Goodbye. I'm gone.
Jason was trying to get me to come back in here. I was like, no. He was like, come on. I was like, no, I'm not going back in there.
So if you're that stressed about the FA Cup,
yeah, this will be 10,000 million times
what
worse.
are you going to be like? Champions League final. I mean, first of all, if somebody would have said to you 2 months ago, Chelsea are going to be in the Champions League final.
Yeah, I would have said, you're mental.
Now you're there.
I know, and it's crazy, and it's the one it's the only competition actually, other than a Spurs game, it's the only competition that literally makes me feel a bit sick, like with nerves. And I said that to you before, like it's just the most, you're so emotionally attached to it because of how hard it is to get there. And I think, you know, teams that win the Champions League, it's not always the best of the best team. You know, the year we won it, we beat Barcelona. We had John Terry sent off. We were behind. Everything was going. We won it by pure perseverance and really wanting it.
Yeah, Drogba.
And then Drogba in the final when we gave away a penalty. Czech never saves penalties. Saved that one. You know, it was all meant to be, but we just never gave up. And that's sort of what it is. It's you as a person. You know, forcing yourself as a player rather. To really care about it, and we feel the same as fans. You know, it's just the most heartbreaking and also the most exciting competition.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're in the final. You deserve to be in the final. You've done it the hard way. You know, some of the teams you beat in Atletico Madrid, who've just been crowned champions of Spain, turned them over pretty easily. You know, turned over, you know, in the
second leg at Real Madrid, with Real Madrid at Stamford Bridge, some of the best football I've ever seen Chelsea play. I've never seen us play like that. I don't understand why we can't play like that every week, but flicks and turns and kicks, and we ran all over them.
Yeah.
So I know it's in us. I know we can do it, but it is City's to lose. There's so much pressure on City to win this. Well, there's so much pressure on Pep Guardiola to win this. That's what worries me with this. And you sort of feel like, oh, is it just their time? But, you know, Chelsea have done...
Well, you've beaten City in recent games. There's nothing to fear there, because the last 2 occasions you played Man City, you've beaten them. And
we've beaten them convincingly, and we've outsmarted them in every area of the pitch, if you get what I mean. I don't mean to say they're easy games. It's just that we had the upper hand, I don't know, by just how we worked them out. And I think you've got to be unafraid to play City. You've got to go out them and really give it a go and play attacking football, and Tuchel does do that. It's only the last few games with us, like the FA Cup final, where he's mixed up the team a bit too much. Where, don't get me wrong, it's great to rotate the team, but I think in these finals, you have to put out your best team, and he should know what his best starting 11 is.
Is that going to play on Tuchel's mind and every Chelsea fan's mind as well, that FA Cup final?
Yeah.
You know, because Chelsea didn't really turn up in that final as they have, you know, leading up to it. And that was quite a bad loss in the end.
I said during the stream, I said we should have had Pulisic on the pitch, we should have had Chilwell. And they're the 2 substitutions he made, and that's when we started to try and get back into the game at the end. It was too late by then. I have absolutely no idea why he took them out. It's clueless to me. I think he thought it was an FA Cup, and he's thinking... He's got a final, he's got to get into top 4, you know, it's all come at once. So whilst it's brilliant to be involved in all these finals, it's like, okay, I've got to keep players fit and uninjured. I've got to manage to make sure that they're not too tired. I've got to make sure that I rotate them enough so that we put out the right team. It's a lot of pressure on him. So I don't blame him as such, but I am disappointed with the team he put out on that day. So I hope he doesn't make the same mistake.
Is there a lot of pressure on Chelsea as well now for this final? Because if you think about it, right, you said the FA Cup final, then they went on to, you know, get revenge on Leicester. But then the next game after that, which you could kind of look on as another cup final in a way to get into the top 4, they got beaten by Aston Villa in a game that was a must-win game.
I know.
You know, they wouldn't have known what was going on at Leicester, that it was actually Tottenham that helped you out to get into the top 4 in the end.
How funny is that?
I know, right? But, you know, they wouldn't have known that. No. And they lost that game 2-1. Again, that's psychologically, you're looking on it, it's kind of like another kind of cup final. that they've lost.
But again,
so are Chelsea kind of dipping a bit at the wrong time?
Yeah, you're right, and that's what scared me. I think when we won against City in the last meeting we had with them, we sort of gave them a run for their money and worried them. And now I think they can look at us and think, oh well, they're not as steady as what they were then. They've lost their momentum, their form. I can only hope that we come out and play like outsmart them entirely and shock them a little bit. And that's going to be hard, but we've done it before. So I know it's in there. It's just whether or not we display that on the pitch on the day. And it's the hardest thing to do. I mean, I think Kovacic came out and said that they're not scared, they're excited, they can't wait to give it a good go and have a good game of it. I think it was Kovacic who said that.
He ain't going to come out and say he's scared, is he?
No. But I was thinking, how can you not be scared? I'm like shitting myself here. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, it's going to be one of those games where I'm just going to be nervous from minute 1 to the end. And I wouldn't be surprised in this game if it went to extra time penalties. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
True, it wouldn't surprise me. Who's the key player for Chelsea? That player that you're like, he's that guy that can make us win this.
At the moment, if I'm being honest, it's going to have to be Pulisic.
Pulisic? I thought you might have said Mount.
I was going to, yeah. It's going to, well, it's going to be between this. It's going to have to, I want to see Pulisic, Mount and Chilwell all on that pitch because I know he likes to rotate it a little bit and whatever. They're who I want to see on the pitch. If they're not in the starting lineup and he fucks up the wing backs, then I will just be like, well, I don't know what to say. I don't know.
So for you, those three, vital that those three are in from the start.
100%, and it's been proven every single time they've sort of played together. It's been good. I mean, I'm not going judged on the Aston Villa game. I know Ben scored, didn't he? Again, that might have been nerves. I don't know, babe. I can't explain that game.
This is going to be nerves this final.
I know, but I can't explain that. I don't know whether they've slipped off a little bit because they're saving all their energy for the final. I mean, depends what they're prioritising. Don't forget, we've got top 4 now. We can relax. A little bit of weight off of Tuchel's shoulders because we've managed to get 1 out of 3. Let's say that. And when he came in, if his job was to just get into top 4, we would have been taking that as a bit of a victory compared to where we were. It was unexpected that we got into these finals, and now that we've got really high expectations, and that's what a lot of Chelsea fans are like because we're used to winning a lot of trophies and going for it every year. So now we've got our hopes up. It's sort of like we expect to go and give this the best go. The FA Cup, we didn't give that the best go at all. I don't care what they say.
You start Werner down the middle.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't care. I'll start a youth player.
Gives me a headache thinking about it.
He has, he's had a lot of assists and stuff like that, though.
He's our top assist.
We know he's not clinical enough this season.
That FA Cup final, he should have been the first player off the pitch for me, 100%.
But in the previous games against City, his pace has given him a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Especially Man City played his very high line. Werner's the type of player that can get in behind that with his pace.
Yeah.
He might not finish a chance, but
pace,
he can get in behind.
But in a Champions League final, you need to score a goal or you will not be winning. And I'm not sure if he is the right way to go. Listen,
if that chance falls to him.
I think Tuchel will put him in. That's what I think he'll do, 100%. And I almost think if Werner didn't turn up in this Champions League final, that would be a problem for him starting next season. I don't know if the board and if Tuchel would include him going forward, because he's going to have to try and build a team. And if you're going to mess up a Champions League final, what realistically are we going to be going any further if it hasn't worked out in other competitions? The surprising thing is with Werner is that most Chelsea fans I speak to, they don't hate him.
Well, he's not been prolific in front of goal, but the one thing about him, he's quick. He's a problem.
Yeah.
Because he's a problem.
It's not like Morata, for instance, where fans were just like.
Yeah, he's pacing behind. I can see why Chelsea fans wouldn't be against him, because even though he's not scored the goals, he gives everything, and he causes a lot of problems.
Yeah,
he's caused City a lot of problems in the games that they've played.
Which is why I feel almost like hypocrite, like two-faced about it, because I'll start off by saying he gives everything. I want him to do so well, and I'm like, yeah, he gets all the assists and he's brilliant. And then it gets to a point where it's getting to the end and it makes these stupid mistakes in front of goal where you're just like, how? How are you not putting that in the back of the net? And you just can't get your head around it. And that has to come down to confidence in how he's been playing in the Premier League, because when we bought him for a reason, and he cost all that money for a reason, and he was doing well in his other league for a reason. And everyone was buzzing about it, and I was buzzing about it, and it was a big hype. And now it seems to have, sort of gone the other way, and that is the problem sometimes with players that come from other leagues, because they're just not as strong as the Premier League, and he's admitted that. He said he's had a wake-up call. But I do think, how many chances do you have to get? The point is that he's not a midfielder, he's a striker. So his job is to score goals. And if that was Drogba, if that was Diego Costa, the balls would be in the back of the net on 90% of those chances that he's missed.
In goal, Kepa or Mendy?
Oh,
All right,
come on now, babes. This is getting stupid.
Right, I thought I'd throw that in just for a joke. But what I am going to ask you now is your prediction.
Do I have to give one? See, I'm getting all nervous and sweaty. What is my prediction for this? Oh, that's my alarm. Sorry about that. It's normally my nap time.
Nap time? Bloody hell.
Listen, babe, I just don't know. I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what it's going to be. Extra time and penalties is anyone's game.
Extra time penalties, you think you'll get through? You think you'll win it?
Let's put it this way. If Chelsea get a chance in front of goal, we need to score. This is bottom line. We need to score.
Okay. Well, listen,
I cannot give you a prediction right now. I can't give you
She's hella
one.
nervous, man.
We just lost against Aston Villa. Come on now.
All right, listen, I want to get your predictions out there. What are your predictions? Who do you think is going to win the Champions League final on Saturday? We're going to be doing a watch-along. Sophie will be here, full of nerves. She's promised me no matter what happens, she will stay till the end.
I'm dressing up. I will stay.
She's dressing up.
And if not, I will be going home.
You said you're going to wear your high heels and all that.
High heels and everything, ready to go out and paint the town blue. But if it all goes down south, darling, then I shall not be going and doing that.
Well, anyway, we want to know your predictions. Don't forget to join us on Saturday for the Champions League final. The link is in the description to subscribe here to the Don Robbie channel. But looking forward to it. Chelsea versus Man City for the Champions League final. Wish we were there, man. Oh, we asked.
I went, well, you wish you were there.